Hey guys, and welcome back to MissionTape.com. I'm Horny Devil. Today's episode, we're going to be doing just a little bit of things. We're going to be cleaning up the area. We're going to be optimizing, and we're just going to be building some ambulances and possibly some police cars as well. So we only have 4.4 million credits, so we're not going to be going too extravagant on building any stations. No police or fire stations. We're going to be building this episode. It's just going to be some basic apparatus, just stuff that we've been meaning to get to that we just haven't. So first, let me just read this. Alright, sorry about that. It sounded really cringy when I typed that in. But anyways, this video is all going to be about optimizing our area. There's definitely been a few things that I've been forgetting to do, and it's kind of a pain. But first off, I'm going to just show you guys what I'm talking about because I'm just kind of rambling on at this point. So if we go to our dispatch center, we can look under buildings. Now, once we look under buildings, this shows every single building that is in the dispatch center or different stuff like that. So we do have some police departments. We have the Algona, Auburn, Black Diamond Police Department. All these cities right here, you can see the word none. None. That means that these fire departments and police departments are not in any dispatch center, so they really don't. Police departments and fire departments, they still operate, but they don't operate within the dispatch center. So what we're going to be doing this episode is putting all these ones that say none. We're going to be putting them in one of these options, so they have to go in one of these options because that's how 911 calls get answered. When you pick up the phone, dial 911, your call gets routed to a local county dispatch center, and from the county they dispatch to obviously the police, fire, EMS. Some cities are big enough, maybe San Francisco, larger cities, New York City, where they might have multiple different dispatch centers and they're operated by the city, not just the county. So it can get a little bit complicated. The other thing we're going to do is just be building some police cars. We do have some police cars to build in the North Precinct in Seattle, some on the east side, and just some general police cars and ambulances that we need to build. So it's really just nonsense that we need to build. But yeah, the main thing is just getting these dispatch center, or getting these police and fire departments in the dispatch center. Okay, so which one of these, how do we know which dispatch center they go to? Well, if the city lies in the county, odds are that that department is going through that dispatch center. Now, let's give you guys an example real quick. We're going to go to a dispatch center website. Most dispatch centers will go have like their website through the county. This one in particular is a little bit different. This one is called South Sound 911, and we're gonna go to their website here. Now, this is all about their dispatching. It's purely about their dispatch center. It's not about their local fire departments. It's not about their police. It's just about their local dispatch center. So it just shows everything. It shows annual reports, just different stuff like that. We're going to look under community. We're going to go under police and fire agencies. This shows every single fire department and police department that they serve in the area. So this, let's just find South Sound real quick here. So here's South Sound. So South Sound pretty much operates all of the stuff in Pierce County for the most part. Almost everything in Pierce County. So this is everything in this circle. And some of these are not even in a dispatch center. So if you look at Graham, it just says dispatch center. If I were to attach this to South Sound, it would just say South Sound right here. So what we're going to do is go to South Sound Dispatch Center. We're going to go to buildings, and we're going to start attaching some units here, or some departments to the dispatch center. Now, dispatch centers are a little complicated, and I'm going to try to make them not as complicated as they seem, but they're very simple machines, but they can be a little quirky sometimes. So let's get started. So first off, we have our Buckley Fire Department, we have our Buckley Police Department, we have our DuPont Fire, DuPont Police, East Pierce Fire and Rescue. So here we go. Buckley Police Department, we saw right here, we have Buckley Police and Buckley Fire. So what we're going to do is go to South Sound 911 and we're going to attach it to there. You guys see what I'm doing there? So Buckley Police, it was none, now it's attached to the, we just sent it the wrong one, my bad. We just sent it to Santa Cruz. Gosh, why don't you guys tell me about that? Okay, so South Sound 911. We have our Booney Lake Fire Department, or Police Department. So let's go look for Booney Lake. So Booney Lake Police Department, or Bonnie Lake, or I can never remember what it's called. This is a federal building, so we're not going to worry about this one. We're going to keep going down the list here. So we do have some that say none here. We have Edgewood Police Department and Eatonville Police Department. So we're going to look in here. So we're looking for Edgewood and Eatonville. So we have Eatonville and Edgewood right here. So what we're going to do is attach these both to the South Sound. And then we do have Felk, which is, it's in Pierce County, but it's actually not listed in here, but we will attach it to South Sound as well. We do have our Graham Fire Department, which is GHM, which is Graham. So let's look for Graham. So we're looking for Graham Fire and Rescue. So we're going to attach all of these because none of these are attached to the dispatch center. Every single one of these is not attached. Quite a bit. So what we're going to do is attach all these. So Graham Station 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 51. Oh, sorry, that's Gig. So we entered on all of our Graham. So up next, we're going to go GIG, which is Gig Harbor. Gig Harbor Fire and Medic 1 and Gig Harbor Police Department are all part of South Sound 911 as well. So we're going to attach Gig Harbor Station 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59. And of course it did say Gig Harbor Police as well, so we're going to add that as well. Now the Harborview Medical Center, I believe that was in Gig Harbor. Technically, hospitals really aren't part of the 911 dispatch center because that's just pre-hospital. Dispatch center is really just to cover police, fire, and EMS. They really don't cover hospitals. But just to make things a little bit easier in the game, we're just going to attach it to South Sound. Harborview Medical Center is in Gig Island or Key Peninsula. It's one of those islands, but it's on the island. But we're just going to attach it just to the dispatch center just for shits and giggles. Up next, we do have KPN, which is Key Peninsula. We're going to look for Key Peninsula here. Here we go. Key Peninsula Fire Department. So we do have Station 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and that's pretty much it. Our last one here, we do have Joint Base Lewis McChord, which is a military base. Now, this military base, of course, has its own system, per se. I'm going to assume they have their own system, but this is where it's going to get a little complicated. Now, we could make Joint Base Lewis McChord into their own dispatch center. I just don't know where the dispatch center is. Joint Base Lewis McChord has 4 fire departments. Actually, I think there's more. I think there's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 fire departments within Joint Base Lewis McChord. So I would assume that their ginormous military base has some sort of dispatch center for their on-base police department. They do have their own police department. They have their own fire department, EMS services within the base. They have their own clinics as well. So I would assume that they do have their own dispatch center. But finding information on military bases is very difficult to do. Honestly, I'm surprised I was able to find out the fire apparatus for these military bases. So yeah, I think what we're going to do, even though it doesn't necessarily say it, let's just take a look here, see if it does say it though. We're going to look for Joint Base Lewis McChord, which I don't think it's even going to show up in here because they're pretty much their own entity. They're not part of the county really. They're their own thing. I don't see them in here that they get served by the South Sound, but what we're going to do is we are going to attach Joint Base Lewis McChord to South Sound. Now you're going to say, well, that's not really realistic. Well, they have to go somewhere because if they're not, it gets kind of complicated down the road. So what we're going to do is attach all these to South Sound. And yeah, as far as these hospitals, I don't actually remember where these hospitals are. So we'll kind of come to those later. Up next, we do have our Orting Police Department and Fire Department. So we're going to look for Orting. So Roy, where's Orting? Where's Orting? Here we go. Orting Police Department and Fire. So we're going to come in here and attach Orting Police and Fire to the dispatch center. So those ones are attached. We do have Puyallup Police Department and Puyallup Nation Police Department, and we do have some other ones as well. So we're going to look for Puyallup, which is in our piece. So we have our Puyallup Police Department, and I'm going to assume that the Puyallup Nation is also in here too. So we're going to add Puyallup Police Department to South Sound, which already is, and then we're going to add Puyallup Nation to it as well. And then we do have our Port of Seattle, which is A few other things. We do have our Pierce County Sheriff's Department, and the Sheriff's Department, we do have PRC. We have a few different districts here, or detachments. So we have our Parkland Spanaway district is going to go, all these are going to go into the dispatch center. We also have Roy Police Department. So Roy is, where was it? Roy Police Department, Roy Fire. We're going to attach those to South Sound as well. Ruston Police and Fire are also part of here. Ruston Police and Fire, so those are both in there. And then we do have a bunch of hospitals here. We do have South King County. And we do have South Pierce County here. So we're going to do SPC. So South Pierce County is South Pierce County. Here it is. South Pierce Fire and Rescue, which is SPR. Or sorry, SPC, South Pierce County. Or just South Pierce in general. So we're going to attach all these to South Sound as well. And there we go. So CTAC Police Department. Now that is, I don't think it's even in this county. I think it's run by a different dispatch center. I think CTAG is in a different county anyways. That's King County. So let's just, son of a gun. I will come back to that a little bit later. We're gonna go to buildings, and I think we're forgetting some things here. Okay, so moving back on to here. Any other department we're forgetting about? We do have a few that are none here, but these are basic, just, actually we're gonna attach this one to South Sound as well. South Sound, where's South Sound? There we go, South Sound. This is the Pierce County Fire Training Center, or Firearms Training Center. So it is part of the county, but it is going to be run by the dispatch center. The dispatch center does have access to camera feeds, to intersections, interstates, and I'm going to assume they're county buildings as well, so the jail, and I'm going to assume the training center as well. There is some dispatch centers that do operate the jail doors and stuff like that from their dispatch center remotely. So that is kind of interesting. And then we do have a few other ones in here. So this Central Pierce County Fire Training Center, we're going to attach that one to South Sound as well. Okay, and that pretty much covers everything for the most part. We do have our Port of Seattle Harbor Police and a Port of Seattle Police Department. Now, the Port of Seattle is not going to be part of South Sound. It is a part of a different department. So yeah, that is pretty much everything attaching stuff. Where we do have our Sumner as well. We do have Sumner, I think, in here. Sumner Police Department. Sumner. So we're going to attach you to South Sound. And I think that's everything. I think. Yeah, this is all just U.S. Coast Guard. We do have some University of Washington Police, University of Tacoma. And we'll attach this University of Tacoma one to the Tacoma, or actually to University Place. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this made sense to you guys, this whole list and everything like that, because sometimes the game can be a little complicated, but so simple at the same time, but it's just very difficult for me to explain it sometimes without making it overboard. But yeah, that is pretty much attaching stations to dispatch centers. Now, the one thing about dispatch centers, if you guys take anything from this video, look at this part in the next 1 minute, okay? So the main reason why I have multiple dispatch centers for different areas, here is the reason. We go to edit. We have this button right here. This is the single most useful button in the game. Create your own coverage area. Stations belong to this dispatch center are considered for missions in the assigned dispatch center area. So I have around 200 some fire stations. Now, per the game, if I had 200 fire stations under one dispatch center, it would be giving me massive calls. I mean, like nuclear power plant fires every other call. But since I optimize them down into different areas, it actually makes it so I have smaller calls throughout the whole area, which is incredibly easier to work with. Yeah, the larger calls do yield higher credits and higher patient counts, which in return would make my credits go up faster. But to make it less complicated, more easy to manage, I do put them in their own dispatch center per real life. So if there's a dispatch center there in real life, there's a dispatch center here in the game. So I hope that kind of goes over that stuff. I was going to add, this video I was going to build some police and some ambulances here. We do have some small departments that just need to have some police cars filled in. And then we do have some ambulances as well that we need to fill in down here. So I think we're going to do this maybe on a different episode. I thought we could squeeze it in this video, but I think we'll do it a little later. So I am excited to get this AMR station and this TriMed station operational. We do have some, actually a lot of ambulances. This is a lot of ambulances. This is like 20 some ambulances that we need to build, which 20 ambulances times 5,000 credits, which is pretty much nothing. It's around 100,000 credits, but ambulances are extremely useful in this game. You can never have too many ambulances. But yeah, that pretty much just covers dispatch centers. I didn't expect this video to go this way. I was actually going to try to build some stuff today, but yeah, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching this episode about cleaning up dispatch centers. Yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Later.